I just got activated on the last mile delivery service GoShare as a courier. And this is important if you're looking for a side hustle, because get this, you don't even necessarily need a vehicle on GoShare to make money. You can just be a helper. And there's also other vehicle options as well, with larger vehicles paying more. But for context, I'm using a Volkswagen Passat. I am, again, a general courier on the platform. And in this video, I have 4 order examples of different types here. So we can start to answer the question, how's the pay as a GoShare delivery driver? Is it an undiscovered opportunity for your side hustle? And of course, is it worth it? As mentioned, GoShare last mile delivery service, you can use these vehicles as shown in these marketplaces. Standard stuff, run a background check. They said I could use a prior background check as long as it was active in the last 3 months, and it was. That was declined, so I did have to pay for my background check, I know. All right, now let's get into the actual pay examples here. 4 different types, and what you want to look for, this is the same thing, pay attention to this, in any side hustle. It's the basics here. It's the dollars to mile ratio. How much am I getting paid for the miles driven? Number 2, the dollars to time ratio. How much am I getting paid, and how much time really is it going to take? Traffic stuff, waiting for an order, let's say, etc. Number 3, workload, because consider you make, let's say, $20 an hour. If I'm sweating, putting in all the effort over here, $20 an hour versus this side hustle, it's a lot easier for $20 an hour than, just saying, food for thought there. Lastly, I would consider any repositioning, any commuting miles, just driving to get started in the first place. So consider Amazon Flex warehouse runs. I got to drive to the warehouse. Walmart Spark, I got to drive to the store, the pickup location. And I understand you have to do the same thing with, let's say, food delivery or even rideshare. There's going to be some initial driving here, but is it a lot further than other platforms? Now, let's say you don't know the terminology, or maybe you forget. Like, what's the difference between accept, decline, cancel, business versus the commuting miles, a deduction? What's my minimum earnings goals, hourly, etc.? So we're releasing a free worksheet with all of our terms and strategies. That's at youdrivermike.com. That's going to be with our right now listed 2023 best side hustle rankings guide for you. Again, at youdrivermike.com, that's for free. So subscribe here so you can be in the know when that terms and strategies guide releases. But I have 4 order examples here of different kind of types and effort levels. So let's take a look here. So starting at the top here, it says read details and wait to click on accept button below, and it gives a 30-second counter. That's very different than a lot of gig apps that give you 30 to 45 seconds or so, but that's all the time you have to make a decision. This says you have to wait 30 seconds before you can even accept. If that's the case, then they just really want you to actually look over the order, look at the details, and then make your decision. Beneath that, really, one of the most important things here, the estimated earnings for this request. $19.44. It says, yes, I'm a courier. That's going to change based on the vehicle type that you have. Now, if you have a larger vehicle, let's say a box truck or a pickup truck, let's say, then you also qualify for any of the smaller tiers beneath that. So if you have a box truck, you'll qualify for anything that a pickup truck can take, anything that a courier can take. Any additional equipment, very important. It says no additional equipment. I anticipate that's going to be the case with all really courier platform requests. Because if you do have a pickup truck, a box truck, then they might need ratchet straps. If it's going to be a pallet, if it's going to be a big item, ratchet straps, moving blankets, and the like. Okay, we have a quote for start time, and then we have our map with very important information here listed below. So the pickup in denoted as number 1, and then the drop-off destination denoted in 2 there. It says estimated distance, 8.65 miles. So that's how you're going to calculate dollars to mile ratio. I would imagine, and a lot of apps quote this as, 16 minutes from the start, the pickup, to the drop off. Let me know down below if you drive for GoShare, what's the deal here? But it's not necessarily 16 minutes from your current location to the pickup to the drop off. That's usually how these apps calculate that. Okay, $19, 60 minutes quoted, I assume from the pickup location, and $2.25 per mile. And by the way, this is from a Lowe's here. Would that be worth it? Comment down below. But beneath that is even more important because it's telling us exactly what we're picking up. So 1 times 8-foot lighted animatronic Halloween manor archway. Now, here's the weight here, 50 pounds or less. You're going to probably have that. I've noticed that more on GoShare and similar app Dispatch. A lot of this is geared at larger, heavier deliveries. Now, look at this example number 2, because this is quite a different order type example. So $64.45. Look at the vehicle type here. This is the helper. Now, again, going at that kind of tiered system, couriers obviously can also be helpers here where you're not required to use the vehicle. So I'm helping here for $64 for 5.05 miles. Estimated time is 14 minutes. So looking at their website exclusively, talking about helpers, it says, helpers assist drivers in loading and unloading large and bulky cargo, but rarely carry items in their vehicles. Helpers can earn an average of $40 an hour, the same as pickup truck drivers. So in essence, you don't need a vehicle, but you do because you are expected to help at both locations. Now, the pay seemed pretty good here, but what am I helping with? So 25 of 2-inch by 6-inch by 16-foot prime square wood pressure treated lumber, and then 21 times of 2-inch by 4-inch by 16-foot prime square wood pressure treated lumber again, and so on and so on. So I'm basically helping load lumber. So I drive there, help the person load it into their truck, and then basically I assume follow them to the delivery destination. Same thing, offload it, and that's it. For $64, I mean, that seems pretty good. Example number 3, $30.08. I'm a courier, no additional equipment for 22.39 miles estimated at 34 minutes. This one would equate to $1.34 per mile. This is picking up from an office park and it's transporting 2 tires. This one I don't love. I mean, the dollars to mile ratio, it's already on the low ends, and really just that. I mean, even the dollars to time ratio, 34 minutes, it's not the most attractive order for me. Fourth example, $31.98. The courier, no additional equipment, 18.99 miles, 32 minutes here. Now this one is $1.68 per mile. This is from another Lowe's. I mean, I don't love this one. I feel like some of these orders are best as a filler app. So a filler app is just filling in slow days or just to give you more options to choose from. So let's say you get pulled out to the area by number 1 and you want to get back to a busier zone. I mean, the area number 2, I don't know if that's exactly a busier zone, but you get the point. Maybe you live at number 2 and you're done for the day. Then you could take an order like this. It's not the worst. You're getting some money for it. You have business miles you can deduct. So example number 4. Pros and cons of GoShare after seeing a few order requests. And trust me, I'm going to take a full driving shift. So subscribe, hit the bell, drop a like in this video. The reason I haven't is because I have been driving DoorDash and then after that got sick. I know. Don't worry. We'll do a GoShare and actually Dispatch runs soon. But pros and cons, that it's giving you more options. The helper option seemed pretty good. I mean, I have work gloves, so I'll be set there, get some simple work boots, and you're good to go. The other courier runs, again, it's just up to you. It's looking at the dollars a mile, dollars a time, and that's it. Obviously the items, I think that's kind of the swing here on GoShare because it's not, it's not food delivery, it's not grocery. So do consider that as well if it's like 50 plus pounds, etc. But I'll tell you, this is not a throwaway side hustle. This side hustle certainly has some opportunities. And remember, you'll make even more if you have a truck or a cargo van here. But as a courier, still, there's some good options here. If it doesn't make sense, clearly don't take the runs here. But I mean, we saw for that helper shift and even that first one from Lowe's, $2.25 a mile, there's certainly some opportunities here. So let me know. What do you think about GoShare?